Hello everyone, I wish you a happy Saturday and a nice weekend. So we're gonna see as usual on Saturday, as we do always, a deep analysis for the gold, and tomorrow will be of course a deep analysis for the silver. So today we're gonna dive with the all-time history for the gold, and starting here on the monthly chart, and we're talking here about the 60s. Yeah, so we're starting with our analysis from the 69 here, 1969, where we have an impulse potentially forming as a 1 2 3 4 and a 5 toward the upside. So this small 1 2 there is a very big change maker, I would say, for this chart. And that because if you have an impulse there, it makes a whole difference rather than being in an only a zigzag, if you want to count starting from the 70s here. That because if you're counting a zigzag there, meaning this is a leading diagonal in form of a zigzag for a wave 1, then you have a correction wave 2, another zigzag formation for a wave 3, and that means of course we are in a leading diagonal where you are expecting a wave 4 to be very deep here, at least to reach the 0.23 2721, which we cannot psychologically all of us accept it yet, which is far probability so far for the market. And then of course we look for, later on for wave 5 to reach our blue box here around the 6800. Now this is a lowest probability for the all-time history. The highest probability, again, and that's why I'm explaining here, this 1 2 that you might get before in the 60s, and that change a lot, because once you have an impulse rather than a zigzag, you can consider the wave 1 here as a wave 1 for an impulse and not leading diagonal. This makes a lot of change, meaning it's a major 1 2 there, and you are expecting at least here a wave 3 4 and a 5 impulse to unfold. And this wave 3, you would like to see another impulse 1 2 3 4 and a 5, and this is where the change starts there, where we are currently looking for a correction wave 4, and that wave 4 in an impulse internally of a wave 3, right? So if we are in an extended wave 1 to wave 3 is not yet finished. It's not yet done. We have double 1 2, we have 3 4 5, a 4 and a 5, and this what it might change your wave 3 there and change our scenario, because once we reach the 1-to-1 Fibonacci level, which is 6824, if we break it, if the price breaks this area, that means your wave 3 as a leading diagonal is longer than the wave 1. It's exactly where the probability reduced so much for a leading diagonal at 6824. That is a total confirmation that a large wave 3 is unfolding here as a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. And that means gold will continue its strength toward the upside, and currently we're looking for a small wave 4 there to finish or to alternate this wave 2, 1 2 3 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5. This reduce of course the correction depth, right? Because rather than looking for 2,721, we're looking around the 4,196, $3,500. This is much more acceptable even psychologically for the market right now. Also, it explains the scenario why we might hit this area and why we might push for higher again from there. So the highest probability again goes for the impulse, considering a 1 2 from the 60s there as an impulse 1 2, and a wave 3 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 continuation simply toward the upside. Of course, correction will take and occur, will take place and occur, but basically there will be shallow correction, and we don't have something as a very deep one, because the perfect target for a wave 4, by the way, in a leading diagonal is very deep, guys. This is a perfection, by the way. This is the most common where the wave 4 should come back, but I still doubt that. I see a double 1 2 anyway here, and 4 5 4 5 that it might still unfolding there toward the upside. So that was it for the monthly. If we move inside it to the channels here, for the channeling analysis and for the physical investors for the gold. This is the most important part for you if you are physical investors, and that because of course you would like to buy gold, for example, in terms of a long-term and long-term investment. We're talking, not trading here, because there is a huge difference, of course, between trading and investment. So investments, we're talking about 5 years at least of investments, like you buy gold physically and you hold on it at least 5 to 10 years, for example. So this is a projection for the next 10 years for the gold, where it might hit in 2033 here, where we might hit the $10,856, and that in the form of double 1-2, where we have a wave 3. Currently we're open for a wave 4, which is of course alternating this wave 2 and then pushing for higher again in a wave 5 to hit the middle line of the acceleration channel. Don't forget that there is a probability here, as we saw also in the monthly, that we might get the 3,800, 3,500 hitting the base channel as it is supposed to be always regarding an impulse, and then start to push for higher again towards the middle line of the acceleration channel, since this is our top here. So the next wave 5 might hit, of course, taking the all-time high and hitting the middle line of the acceleration channel. Of course, a wave 4 will come back very aggressively this time, and that because normally, as per Elliott Wave guidance, we have always, if we have double wave 4, the second one comes back to the previous area of the wave 4, and we might this time hit also the middle line of the base channel. It might be aggressive, hitting around the same area, 4K, for example, for the gold, after hitting the 7K 500, and then pushing very massively again to hit a wave 5. The second wave 5 might hit this time as the lower line of the acceleration channel, which is around the 10K. In this case, of course, we have finished here. Basically, this is your wave 3, as we saw in the all-time history. It is a major wave 3 here, and we're looking for a major wave 4, and then of course continuation toward the upside later on. But I think 10 years is more than enough. I already get a lot of comments from traders like, what do I get from 10 years later? So again, it's much more for the gold investors, guys. We have to give both of you as a traders and as an investors more information, I would say, and projections. So basically, it is also important for trader in this area. Yeah, maybe you're not interested definitely for this area, but this area is very important for you as a trader to project where you might head for the next weeks, next months even, before we push toward the upside. So base channels, this area, this triangle between the base channel and the acceleration channel is very important, of course, and it might be taken before we push for higher. Yep, so that was it for the channeling analysis. If we dive a little bit on the daily here, now we start to dive a little bit much more in micro levels, but we're still on the daily. So basically, we have two probabilities here for the daily, and to make it easier for you and not complicated, so I put both scenario at the same level, because we have a 1-2, which is a very large wave 2 that we saw on the channeling right now, and where we might alternate a large wave 4 hitting the base channel and then pushing for higher, right? Now, when we look in the macro level, in the micro level of this wave 3, we see that we might be alternating as well a wave 2 there. Why? Because in case that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, let's say it is a finished impulse there, I doubt that this wave 4 is alternating this wave 2, because the wave 2 here is longer in time still, plus it doesn't alternate the shape, meaning this is a flat, right, which is already kind of like not very deep wave 2. Also, this is a triangle, which is also sideways and not very deep. Normally, as per guidelines, you would like to see alternation, meaning if you have a shallow wave 2 here, you would like to see something like a zigzag or W, X, and Y, very deep, aggressive, and then pushing toward the upside. Therefore, I doubt that this is reflecting this wave 2, plus the timing as well. It should be double time than the wave 2. That means it shows much more reflection for this wave 2 over there rather than this one. So that's why I'm counting here a 1, 2, and then wave 3, meaning this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3, and you might still be in a 1, 2, and you're looking for a wave 4 and a 5. Now, this is a very nice alternation. This is a very deep one, which is alternating perfectly this wave 2. Also, the time is perfect right now, especially that I was looking for this red box to hit it, of course, with a new low, and this is exactly what happened right now. And we're looking, of course, to finish up this structure as a flat A, B, and a C, but it's a very deep one. It can be a W, X, and a wave Y, still kind of like this, and then pushing for higher. So if you're asking if the $3,650 is possible, yes, definitely it is, because the 0.38 is one of the most common targets for a wave 4 or fib level for a wave 4, especially when you want to dive deeper as alternation. So you would like to hit this area as well, guys. So very likely, yes, that we might continue toward the downside, finishing at least ABC or WX in a wave Y, which your wave Y might be a zigzag here because this is an impulse wave A, B, and a C. 0.38 might be, of course, a probability there, and then hitting it and then pushing for higher. Now, if we bring back the base channel there, you will see that even we did not touch yet the base channel, which is very, very interesting. And that means there is a probability even to dive deeper before we push for higher. Why also it is possible? Because your invalidation is very, very far, guys. So meaning if you are in this impulse wave 1, invalidation of bullish is very, very far. You have a long space here to correct before we push for higher. And that's why a deep price is very, very expected before we continue toward the upside. So we gotta be careful. Yes, $3,650 or even $3,500 is still very likely to be taken before we push again for a wave at 5. Alternation is very interesting. Now, we come back, and if you're asking what about this long box, now you see also a very long wave 2 in time, which it took 2 years there to unfold. So I'm expecting at least the same timing here for a large wave 4 that it can alternate here as an A, B, C, D, and an E. And because the wave 2 there are very, very shallow and negligible, that means, of course, the target are the same. So let's say this is a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are alternating currently this wave 2 as a very long wave 4. But as safety, you have to consider all probabilities before, meaning this one, and that's why we are there. Now, if you combine the probabilities, you will find that, okay, if this is an A, B, C, D, and an E for a longer perspective and a longer correction here, that means we need to finish this structure there as an A, and we might be looking for a wave B, and whatever we're gonna get, a wave C there or a wave C for a triangle, like a flat or a triangle, you need this wave B. So triangle A, B, C, D, and E, we push for higher. In case in a flat, A, B, and a C, we push for higher. In case you are in a zigzag, A, B, and a C as well, you want to push for higher. So whatever you have here, it's a nice opportunity, of course, once we finish the structure, because things will push for higher in any case scenario. Meaning, in the scenario of a shallow wave 2, we might push for a new all-time high, wave 5, but in case we are in a longer wave 4, even with that, you will push for higher in a wave B. Whatever you have, triangle, flat, zigzag, W, X, and Y even can be possible. The X can be 3 waves up and then pushing down again. So very nice opportunities. This is what I'm looking for here in this area to finish the structure before we push for higher prices again, guys. That was it for the daily in a very deep and I would say like well explained for all the scenarios and probability. I hope that you like it, guys. If there are any questions, they are welcome in the comments as well. So for the 1 hour chart here, If we dive a little bit in the micro level, we can see that in this move where we have a double 1-2 here and a wave 3 still unfolding, because we have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your wave 3 internally. Your wave 4 didn't took the invalidation around the 4,433. As you can see, we didn't invalidate it. So we still here in a 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5 unfolding toward the downside. Wave 5 has already started, as you can see on the 1 hour chart, guys. So if we dive a little bit, zoom in inside it, you will see that this wave 5 has started this week or the past week, where we have a 1, 2, 3 and a wave 4. As I mentioned yesterday, we're gonna see some green yesterday. And there we are. Of course, it's a wave 4 alternation for this wave 2. And I might, of course, see still a wave 5 to push downward for the next week, of course, on Monday, and see a new low there formation, which it can continue our bearish scenario. Don't forget, it's still in double 1-2. You know, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a 4, and a 5. We still have the blue count here to be finished, guys. So we didn't finish it yet. We have 4, 5, 4, and a 5. ABC is out, so I mean it can still be there. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna explain it as well, but in a wave 2. But this is much more likely, of course, to be an impulse, as we saw in the macro level, right? So the macro level explains it a little bit much more deeper in a wave 4 here. So this is for the bearish. I would say, like, if we are still bearish, I'm looking to finish this structure wave 5, taking the low, then having another, because this is gonna finish, of course, the wave 5, wave 3. We're gonna have another wave 4 here in the blue count, wave 4 and a wave 5. Meaning my blue zone here is still expected 3,800, 3,500 if the market gets very aggressive, if it wants to, can go to the 3,500, which is also back with our channels there. You will see that we didn't hit even the base channel in this case, so we gotta be careful. This space is open. It is open, guys, and before we push for higher. So I'm not sure, but I feel like the market might get very aggressive, maybe. So we have just to keep it in mind. You don't have to make sure, okay, that is for sure is gonna happen, but just keep it in mind if the things will unfold in this way. Yeah, so like having a very deep wave 4 and a 5 to hit the base channel. Okay, so the meaning deeper prices. 3,500 is my target here. Yeah, so the base channel around the 3,500 is very, very important to watch. But I'm gonna take it step by step, guys, as usual. We're gonna see this area, if broken, signal of strengths in this blue boxes, especially the boxes in confluence here for the gold. Yep, so that was it for the gold, the deep analysis for this week. We're gonna see what's gonna happen on Monday. Trade safe always. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.